So get ready. They have never heard this before in their lives. So whatever happens, happens. May the force of Christmas be with you. Good luck. Let's count them down. Everybody set, settled, audience help me, and action.
It was a dark and stormy night on Christmas Eve in the town of Chestnut Hollow. Mary, 2R1E, was working late, as she always did since she had to let her staff go.
There we go. Yeah, we're acting this out. Yep.
Well, she didn't
leave the stage for 1 second. I am talking.
Quiet, Mary!
See, she didn't have to let them go, but she really didn't want to pay them anymore, so they were unceremoniously terminated, decimating their Christmas season. Forced to beg, borrow, steal, so their children would wake up Christmas morning to something under the tree. But this particular night was different. Mary was worried since the note that appeared on her door that morning, "You will pay," it said. Mary picked up the note. She held it in her hand as lightning crashed and thunder roared. To be sure, she hadn't been threatened before, but never like this, and never on Christmas Eve. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning illuminated the sky, and every light in the town went dark. And that is where Mary heard the footsteps coming ever so close to her. "Who is there?" she cried. You should cry. Only more footsteps, the large gust of wind that made her hair on her arm stand on end. Suddenly, Mary turned on a flashlight from her phone, and there in front of her was her late best friend, Bethany.
Hi.
She jumped in fear.
What?
She did what?
She jumped in fear. Because Bethany had died several years prior in a freak spelunking accident. Is it possible that she was there? Bethany, the one person in the world. Bethany, the one person in the world who always knew the right things to say, like, "You need to put yourself out there again, Mary." And also, "I haven't seen you glowing like this since Greg." It was almost as if Bethany was on this earth for that very reason, and the reason only. Life had not been the same without Bethany. It was as if Mary's heart had died along with her dead friend. But tonight, Bethany's look was dour. She came with a warning: "Your past is about to catch up with you, Mary. And there's nothing I can do to help you. Beware, this night is going to take you down a dark path of questionable choices." That made Mary terrified. And asked if it had anything to do with the note at the door, all Bethany would say was, "You go, girl, you got this." Before disappearing into thin air. Mary was unnerved after seeing the ghost of her late best friend, but then maybe she was just tired and seeing things. Still, there was still that note. She couldn't get out of her head, so terrifying, so ominous. There was nothing she could do about it. So she decided to call it a night and get into bed.
I did.
Oh. Look at Nikki, just being a mom, just covering up the best woman ever. There we go.
Perhaps she'd feel better Christmas morning, even though, due to her questionable life choices, she had no plans and no one to celebrate with. But as soon as sleep fell beside her, she heard a loud thud, and there he was in her bedroom, his signature flannel shirt and work boots. Jake? Jake? It could not be, because Jake was dead. Get up, he said angrily. It's time for you to see what you have done. Suddenly again, a gust of wind came, and Mary and Jake were standing in a large, empty field. That began to make Mary quite confused. But Jake's expression was one of disdain. Do you know where we are, Mary? She looked around, and finally it occurred to her, is this Holly, Jingle, Jolly, Jangle, Barnes? It used to be, Jake said. But it's gone. You did not save it as you had promised because you had just quit being a lawyer to defend a wet dress designer. Not singer designer. We all had dreams, Mary. And then I died of a broken heart. Seeing as I had no more trees to cut down and deliver, Mary was shocked by this revelation. She had figured someone else from her law firm would have taken the case, but that was not to be. She was the only one who had promised to save the farm, not her firm. And it's not only that, Jake told her. Without Holly, Jingle, Jangle, Jared Farms, and no one, the people of Mistletoe Glen, had been unable to celebrate Christmas since the last tree was cut down years prior. You stole that from them, Mary. You stole it from them. Mary, you stole that from them, so if you wonder where that note came from, there are 2,417 suspects in this very town. Mary did not understand. Isn't there anything else they could get a Christmas tree? Jake just shook his head. You don't get it. There's nothing within 250 square miles. And these are simple folks. They do not have cars or tractors. And everyone knows you can't take a tractor on the highway. Or can you? We didn't have time to do that kind of thing. But a tractor on a highway? Some sort of research for this story. These people are suffering, and it's all because of you. Mary hadn't intended for there to be such a negative impact, but she wasn't ready to take accountability just yet. This is the internet age, she told Jake. They could just buy a fake tree online. Jake shook his head. No. There is a deep darkness to your soul, Mary. The way he said it made her skin crawl. Suddenly a large gust of wind blew. Again, Mary and Jake. Mary and Jake suddenly found themselves on a cobblestone street in the middle of Belgium in front of a waffle bakery. Mary studied it, and her eyes got wide. This is